obviously some of our other portfolio products. But the Quit Smoking Advantage, all right, it encourages clients to quit smoking or stop smoking, obviously while saving them a drastic amount of premium a month. Smokers will receive non-smoker rates in the first 3 years, okay? If they provide evidence that they have quit smoking for at least 12 months during the first 3 years, they will continue to receive non-smoker rates for the life of the policy, okay, without obviously any additional underwriting involved. Again, I'm going to kind of go off of, we do have a little Q&A chart. For instance, you know, I think Joe asked me one time, hey, you know, if someone quit smoking 9 months ago and you wrote the policy today, 3 months from now, can they provide proof that they've quit smoking? Well, the answer to that is no. They actually have to, when I say they, the client must have the policy for at least 1 year. Once it hits the first year anniversary of that client having that policy, then they can provide proof that they have quit smoking, okay? So long story short, the policy pays a non-smoker premium in the first 3 years. If they stop that smoking, then they will continue to receive non-smoker rates if they provide proof. After 3 years, if the insured is unable to quit, however, their face amount will automatically be reduced in year 4 and the premium will not change, okay? If they would like to keep the same face amount, they would proactively have to call into Americo and request the higher premium. Now, when you're writing the application, okay, I'm going to go into the veterans that are on the call that have been familiar with Sales Connection and our e-app. So how it previously worked on Eagle is you would go ahead and you know, start the application. You go through it with the client. But when you get to the smoker question, it used to say, does the client smoke cigarettes or has the client smoked cigarettes in the last 12 months? Yes or no. Obviously, that is a little bit of a unique smoker question because with, you know, chewing tobacco or cigars, you get a non-smoker rate. Well, we have changed that question to actually ask, has a client smoked, or I'm sorry, used nicotine or tobacco products in the past 12 months? So they would say yes, and once you click on yes, it'll actually show you the agent and the client the two different options sorry, I'm getting text messages from a couple of you who are already on the call. But it will give you the breakdown of this is their calculated premium. So, for instance, right now, let's just go ahead and use an example. 65-year-old male, smoker, 15,000 face. I think it came out to $92 a month, right around there, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head. So it'll give you that calculated premium for $92.38, and then it'll say right underneath that, premiums will go up to, if they decide to call into Americo in that 4th year, to 100 and whatever amount that was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But here's the thing. The premium that we calculate, so let's say Tom decides not to quit smoking, okay, and he is now 68 in the 3rd year of his policy, okay, and doesn't provide proof that he's quit smoking, he's not going to quit. Well, we will give him the smoker premium at the point of sale when it was conducted, his age at point of sale. So it would actually be a smoker rate for a 65-year-old and not a 68-year-old, okay? If he wants to call in and keep his face amount, he would pay the higher premiums for a 65-year-old, not a 68, okay? Again, I don't want to confuse anybody. I might hit on a couple things a few different times just to make sure we're all on the same page. Because, again, it is quite unique to give or this type of program to a senior, especially in this day and age where everything is going about wellness or your overall well-being, fitness. You know, to be honest with you, I had gluten-free pizza the other day. I don't even know what that really means. So, again, Americo is trying to get into that trend of, you know, living longer, incentivizing, you know, seniors and incentivizing people to just live a healthier lifestyle. Because trust me, death claims come, and we love to pay our death claims. That's what we're known for. But again, it's a product that will help you in the house sell a little bit better, in our opinion. So that being said, if you run a typical quote for what I gave you, 65-year-old male smoker, I think it was 15,000 face, Americo, $92 a month. I think with a couple carriers that I looked at, again, I didn't run it for who would be the cheapest or who would be the most expensive, but just your buy a name brand, okay, I think it ran $124 or right around there. So in most scenarios, the cheapest you're going to look is by $30, okay? You're going to look extremely, extremely competitive when you're in the home. And especially you're not going to have that issue or worry of when someone comes behind you, okay? I will tell you this. I would definitely make sure, just from talking to Joe and talking to national trainers out there and just a lot of agents that I talk to on a daily basis, I would reiterate, and I couldn't even stress this enough, to make sure the client knows very well how this works. Because if you get an agent that is very, very good on I don't want to say manipulation or coercion, but just I would make sure the client knows that it's a non-smoker rate. Because if an agent has never heard of Americo and they come behind you and all of a sudden, they got a smoker rate of $134 and you got the client the same policy for $88, they're going to think something's wrong and they're going to, you know what I mean? So just I would make sure, and that's why we have it. So 3 times it's mentioned on disclosures for the senior, I say senior, but clients, okay, on the Eagle product of what they are getting, okay? So it says it right at the point of sale, right there on the e-app. When you click calculate the premium, it says it right there. It actually says it at the end of the application through Sales Connection, all right, at the very end. When the client signs, when the agent signs, it'll say it again right there. And then when when you're done writing the app, it's approved, and the policy is mailed out to the clients, it'll have it again in the same disclosure statement. Let me go ahead and I had the disclosure right here. Yeah. So the disclosure statement for Eagle Premier Smoker Class. This disclosure right here, I'm just trying to make sure. The disclosure is a brief description of Eagle Premier Smoker Class Modify Whole Life Insurance Policy. Please refer to your policy. Okay, so long story short, it's just a one-pager, and it's at the beginning of the policy that's sent out to the client. And again, it talks about, listen, here's your policy for 3 years. Your premiums do not go up. By default, if you do not contact us and provide proof that you've quit smoking, then your premiums will stay the same, and your face amount will be dipped to however much, okay? Because it's calculated right there when you actually run the quote, okay? So for an example, if it's $10,000, it might be $6,000, okay? What the face amount will drop to. Now, obviously, if they want to keep that face amount, they call into us. It says it all there on the disclosure statement. So it's right there at point of sale when you calculate the premium, at the end of the application when they sign the app, and then when it's mailed out to the client again in the policy. So 3 times, you just want to make sure that they're well aware of it. And then it kind of, for those veterans that are on the call,